if the show had gone well and I was alone, I would be fine. But if the show, but it didn't.
So in a way, like you can say कि बुरे वक्त में तुम्हारी तन्हाई भी तुम्हारा साथ छोड़ देती है.
Philosophy घुसा देता है.
If you recognize this voice or recognize this face, it's a host from our sister podcast at IVM. It's called Has It Aged Well? We have Urjita Wani. Hello, ये
वाणी उर्जिता की है. I've been waiting my entire life to do this. I realize.
But speaking of vacations, when is your next vacation? When was your last vacation?
अरे तो दिसंबर में दिल्ली.
You went to
ताज महल
वगैरह.
I know वो ताज महल दिल्ली में नहीं बट वो एरिया कवर किया. आगरा उत्तर प्रदेश.
अकेली गई?
नहीं विद अ फ्रेंड.
मैंने आज तक ताजमहल देखा ही नहीं दोस्तों. Whenever I go to Delhi and tell people I have not seen Delhi, what, and I'm like, yeah, it's never been on my schedule.
In fact, Taj Mahal is, I feel, one of those monuments जिसको देख के लगता है, oh, बस चीज़ है.
Right.
So, and also because I think, I feel this is like my opinion कि मैंने जितने भी आज तक बढ़िया well known जगह देखे, मेरा ऐसा है ना कि तुम उस जगह के बारे में सब कुछ मत बताओ, keep थोड़ा part about it a mystery.
Yeah.
So that when you go over there is something new for you to discover, and that happened with me for Taj Mahal. सो ताजमहल का जो बैक साइड है आई डोंट नो फॉर सम रीजन वो ढूंढेगा तो मिलेगा बट ऐसे कहीं पे बैक साइड नहीं दिखाते कि मैडम ये फ्रंट प्रोफाइल ये बैक प्रोफाइल ऐसा नहीं होता.
आई एम अवेलेबल ऑन द 27th.
My profiles are like this.
I'm 300 meters tall.
Sorry, ताजमहल no, so front profile, left profile.
Shouldn't it be like
no because no hands no.
तो ताजमहल का जो बैक साइड देगा भाई मैं 50 मिनट उसको और क्रीपी की तरह घूर रहा है इतना
मुमताज महल की गांड. Jesus fucking I think it's a yeah.
Give me that. Oh, wow. Fuck my life.
Of all other jokes I've cracked, Aakash, the one where I act creepy with the Taj Mahal, that is what creepy.
Yeah, Taj Mahal
just the visual of you.
Boogie Wonderland.
The visual of you just looking at it with wide eyes and menacing face.
Actually, there are...
And your hands just going towards the bulbous parts of it.
ऐसे नहीं, ऐसे.
It's got the minars. I'm sorry, it's the seventh wonder of the world and we are maligning it.
I went in May or June or something to Taj Mahal and it is the wrong time to go because
it's too hot.
You'd rather just look at a photo of it. Because वो आगरा की मे की गर्मी में जो गांड में पसीना आता है ना, it's the worst.
ताजमहल मेरे साथ पता है क्या हुआ तो उधर एक तो उसने so first of all हम सीधा स्टेशन पे उतरे और उधर से सीधा हमको वही देखने जाना था. तो टैक्सी वाला एक तो आते हुए बोला कि आइए एकदम फुल सूरज भर जाती है फीस कह रहे आइए बहन जी आइए अरे ताजमहल वर्ल्ड्स बेस्ट वंडर पूरा ये कर रहा है तारीफ और जैसे ही हम गाड़ी में बैठे तो तब पूरा तारीफ कर रही है अरे वर्ल्ड्स बेस्ट वंडर ताजमहल क्या मस्त चीज है ये वो आगरा ब्यूटीफुल आगरा और फिर जैसे ही ताजमहल आया एंड देन ही न्यू ना कि अभी कंफर्टेबल है हम पूरा हमने उसका सब्सक्रिप्शन लिया वो प्रीपेड होता है ना प्रीपेड कैब की पूरा जितना भी टाइम हो मैं ही आपको घुमाऊंगा. आफ्टर वी टुक दैट देन उसका असली चेहरा सामने आया. वो बोलता है अंकल की ताजमहल जैसे ही पास आया क्या है मुगलों ने बनाया कुछ खास तो है नहीं इमारत ही है क्या है जाके देख के आओ ऐसा इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं होने का. सो देन उसने वन नाइस थिंग ही सेड वाज कि आप अंदर जाओगे ना आपको कितना भी प्यास लगे कितना भी गर्मी हो आइसक्रीम वगैरह मत लो वहाँ से. वी सेड व्हाई ही सेड don't ask questions, just don't buy. And we thought he said that maybe because expensive वगैरह रहेगा and we were like कि 50 रुपए मेरे लिए कोई बड़ी बात नहीं अंकल. तो फिर अंदर गए तो जाते टाइम कुछ नहीं लिया but आते टाइम we were all of us like we were really like thirsty कि चाहिए बाबा कुछ तो आइसक्रीम चाहिए. तो मिस्टेक हमने आइसक्रीम लिया वो 50 रुपए का आइसक्रीम था.
Was it a branded ice cream? Was it out of a
branded ice cream but like so frostic अगर 40 रुपए का मिलता तो वो 70 रुपए का था. I don't remember the exact cost but एकदम एक्सपेंसिव भी नहीं था. हमने लिया.
It's the cost of wonder.
One bite we took 5 monkeys. They surrounded us and I'll never forget that monkey's face जो ऐसे आया तेरी ये लौड़ी तेरी माँ की I swear I could hear the monkey say
In
loudly.
Marathi.
I swear.
In Marathi, yeah.
Yeah,
They are
in-
multilingual monkeys.
Yeah, in Marathi accent, hey loudly, ऐसे लवडी भी नहीं लाउडी. तो मैं तो फिर मेरे of course
जायच्या गावात.
या तो मेरे लिए मेरा आँख और मेरा हाथ ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, तो मैंने आइसक्रीम फेंक दिया, ठीक है.
Yeah.
सो देन उसने दिया. सो पीछे से मेरी एक फ्रेंड है, वो कहते कि मैंने बोला था ना डरने का नहीं, ये बंदर तो ऐसे ही डराते हैं, थोड़ा आगे चले बंदर है, उसने भी फेंक दिया. मैंने कहा तूने बोला था ना डरने का नहीं, काय को छोड़ दिया.
Dude, when we were in Hampi, एक बंदर ऐसा आया towards my friend Radhika, and she was like वो फूजी फिल्म का होता ना ऐसा पोलराइड कैमरा का, उसमें बहुत महंगा होता है dude. उसने पूरा कार्ट्रिज गिरा दिया, तो लेके भाग गया, उसको खोल रहे थे कि मैं तो खाने वाला कार्ट्रिज को चुत्ते मंकी. मतलब that's why there can be all this fucking कि हाँ 4 thumbs है whatever, but you can't fucking eat Fuji film you चुत्ते. There's a monkey slapping scene in some film also, no?
Houseful.
I
don't know why I know that.
Random trivia.
It's just very
I know why you know that.
Sometimes you're just really sad. This has happened with me so many times, even in writer's room. ऐसे कोई भी ऐसे नीश या कुछ जानना रहेगा, एकता कपूर से रिलेटेड कुछ हो, तो एक बार ना कसौटी जिंदगी की से रिलेटेड कोई तो फैक्ट था. सो अधिराज सिंह, हु इज आल्सो अ फेलो कॉमेडियन एंड राइटर, उसने पूछा यार ये एक्ट्रेस को कहाँ पे देखा है, एंड एवरीबडी लुक्ड एट मी एज इफ एक्सपेक्टिंग एन आंसर, एंड आई वाज लाइक गाइस मैं सब कुछ नहीं देखती, ठीक है. आई वाज लाइक 5th एपिसोड में थी.
Everybody also looks at you dramatically.
I'm really looking for, I'm turning 30 this month only, no? Yeah, it's now May.
Yeah.
अरे आपकी त्वचा से आपकी उम्र का पता नहीं चलता
है ना. अच्छा है.
उम्र 30.
मेरी आंखों में मौत नहीं दिख रही है तेरे को. But so I'm taking a splurgy vacation. I'm booking a fancy hotel in Dharamshala.
Oh wow.
For I think I can do 4 days before I run out of money. So 4 days it is.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that, and I'm taking Shubho. And this time it is like I get to decide everything in the vacation. That is the idea of the vacation. It is a pampering Aakash vacation.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pampering Aakash, you should let the, for me that is pampering, you decide everything please.
Yeah.
मेरे को बस बता कितना पैसा देना है मुझे, वो स्ट्रेस ही नहीं चाहिए, मेंटल स्ट्रेस.
Yeah.
But इसमें easy है, because I know what I want to do is nothing. So I booked the hotel.
Just get to a place.
I want to get to a place. I have booked the hotel. I have it's a breakfast, like 1 meal a day and breakfast wala scene. The hotel is close enough to other shit in Dharamshala. I booked a show on one of the days in Dharamshala. End of May. And बस तो और क्या चाहिए वेकेशन में, डूड. पड़े रहने का पूरा दिन, सोना में जाके पसीना है बस.
तो फिर धर्मशाला की, वो तो मुंबई में भी हो सकता है.
व्यू देखना धर्मशाला का.
अच्छा ओके.
मुंबई में क्या कचरे का ढेर दिखता है.
अरे लोनावला में भी.
नहीं.
No, you appreciate air way more outside of Bombay. It's just one of those things, dude.
तुम तो स्टूडियो में बैठे रहते हो आजकल, तुम्हें क्या पता.
उसके पहले जो कल्याण टू ज़्यादा ट्रैवल करना पड़ता है. बड़े.
You see the entire expanse of like the shit color change from.
Yeah. But Kalyan is also not clean, no? Kalyan ka air is going to be as bad as Bombay ka air.
Of course, yeah, very bad. Kalyan का station is very bad. Like I feel like बाकी का जो हमारे एरिया हम जहाँ पे रहते हैं, it is close to the station, but it is like that one stretch is very clean, relatively clean.
Right.
तो बस उधर तक आने तक इतना एफर्ट होता है. Like I remember मैं कभी भी ट्रैवल करती हूँ, रोज ही करना पड़ता है, कभी भी क्या बोलूं. तो ये पूरा जर्नी सताती नहीं है, कितना भी भीड़ होगा कुछ भी होगा, बट जस्ट वो पूरा स्ट्रेच चलने के लिए एक तो गंदे आदमी लोग इतना एवरी टाइम वो आते हो, मैं क्यों रह रही हूँ यहाँ पे, मैं क्यों नहीं रह सकती, इतना क्या पैसा बचाना है मुझे. Every time, and then once I reach and I'm like, okay, cool, AC.
Yeah.
Good AC.
This is most stations I've noticed. Like even in Grant Road, whenever we're going, like Shubha has to go to the station and come back at night. When she in the middle, she was working at Mud. तो वो रात को 1 बजे आ रही थी शूट से, तो वो लास्ट ट्रेन पकड़ के या तो कुछ पकड़ के आती थी, and she would be like, as nice as the road, like our main road is fucking great.
Yeah.
It's a nice locality. बट दैट स्टेशन के बाहर का इज एक तो उधर एक बार रहता है देसी वाला, डांस बार वगैरह, तो वो लोग बाहर पी के आते हुए वो अंदर एकदम हवस जगा के बाहर आके जो लड़की दिखी उसको घूरेंगे. So it just ruins the entire fucking thing.
एंड इट इज नाइस अंडा वाला होता है तो
Where on Grant Road?
या स्टेशन के बाहर
हाँ रात को जो बैठता है
हाँ,
इस साइड पे
Yeah.
हाँ yeah it's fucking great yeah
अरे मेरा एक बार माउथ होते होते बचा है यार।
हाय हाय
जिंदगी से डेथ
way heavier
Not
than
even माउथ। मैं बताती हूँ कैसे। मैं एक तो ये छोटा छोटा गली है, ठीक है, मैं चल रही थी और यहाँ पे काफी शॉप्स है, कपड़े वपड़े का दुकान है। तो रात का 12:30 बजे मैं ऐसे चल रही हूँ, काफी आदमी लोग है फॉर सम रीजन, नो औरत, ओके। मैं चल रही हूँ अरे तो मेरा फोन बजा and thanks to that one call I just stopped because it was vibrating and ठक करके ऊपर ऐसा मैनिक्वीन गिरा, इतना बड़ा। मैं बोली I love you तू जो भी है, I don't care who you are, you just saved my life.
They were like क्या आपको HDFC का नया क्रेडिट कार्ड नहीं चाहिए?
And then HDFC is the one throwing mannequins. Just time it correctly.
But yeah, I'll never forget वो उसके बाद से मैं पूरा लंबा रास्ता लेके जाती है, मैं वो छोटे रास्ते से नहीं जाती है, just because of that mannequin.
Just now right downstairs only we were just like having a fucking smoke before coming here. और ये लोग now to Bombay is like an open fucking ground, Mario खेल रहे सब लोग अपने अपने plumbing के साथ. It's just everything like if you walk from one lane to the other you have to go to like fucking 5 levels of hurdles and to find your princess peach, which is a fucking anyway. So just now we're just standing there. ये लोग फुटपाथ खोद रहे हैं, तो मतलब फुटपाथ पे क्या खोद रहे हैं?
He's not that okay. He's desilting the sewer. That's a good job. He's doing the right thing. Let's
Civil words you use now. I can't have an answers about this. वो फुटपाथ खोद रहे हो, okay? उसकी माँ की गांड. I don't care. वो खोद रहा है और वो खोद रहा है और वो ऐसा शो ऑफ भी कर रहा है कि देखो क्या मैं एज में मारा मैंने चौका ऐसा कर रहा है। और लोग चल रहे हैं थोड़ा सा आजू बाजू, people are still like adjusting with the fucking fact that you're opening up an entire footpath and just like silting what the fuck is going on. And it just splash zone which I'm now fucking into, and he just like fully yacked at me.
And then he like looked at like yeah.
He was
like मैंने ही किया है.
Every sense of like whatever nice being whatever is lost. It's lost at that point. And I'm just like constantly a target for this dude. Once I remember, this is a very old story, okay, from my church days, where I tried to be nice, okay. This was a Bible play that we were enacting, and it's an Old Testament play where there was a silver cup involved, okay. And तो मैं silver cup घर से लेके गया था, okay, for like this fun play. And this girl, sorry, the boy who was playing the character who had to have the silver cup brought a golden fucking cup, okay. Which I'm like, it's not right. You have to get a silver cup, okay. तो वो लोग बोले थे नहीं हम लोग गोल्ड कप लेके आएंगे, मैं सिल्वर कप लेके आऊँगा. नेक्स्ट डे व्हेन आई एम टेकिंग द सिल्वर कप ना इसलिए आगे पे चल के मैं खड्डे में गिर गया दूर में. There was an open pipe का कहीं होता ना, they open everything. तो मैं गिर गया उसके अंदर and the fucking cup fell. Okay, then I got out, but the cup was still in there. Okay, so then I fucking went inside again and I got मैं पूरा सा गंदा अंदर. Okay, and for the church play rehearsal I reached fully muddy and everything. And I gave them कि लोगों में cup लेके like no we're going with the golden one. I'm like from that day on I've been having very angsty feelings about open sewers. Yeah.
My mommy.
You saved the silver cup anyway.
I did.
सच में चांदी का.
I know what it was. It was like a rosary cup. मैं घर पे ना मैं MAUUT की रोज़ी में से झगड़ा करके वो रोज़ी खाली करके लेके आया था और मेरे को साफ करके mom.
God put you through some trials and tribulations there.
Yeah. And so while you were digging through the mud and all, at one point did you feel कि ऊपर देखोगे तो रघु राजीव दिखेंगे, आपने रोडी स्टार जीत लिया है?
My mommy had a 5-year phase in her life where I believe she fell in the sewer 4 times. In open sewers in different places in Bombay, and twice she broke like an arm and all also, but it just kept happening to her, and we were like how can this keep because I feel like after the second time your brain is always kind of looking down,
but it's believable. I'll tell you why. मेरी मम्मी जब I'm not even joking, मेरी मम्मी जब मुझसे pregnant as I was in her stomach 3 बार गिरी थी
गटर में.
हाँ
कट्टू इतने साल बाद उर्जिता अरे लौड़ी.
so अरे पता डॉक्टर ने बोला भी था कितने डॉक्टर. so मेरी मम्मी ने शिद्दत से पूछा था देखो अच्छी होगी तो ही चाहिए मेरे को ये दिमाग से पैदल नहीं चाहिए. हाँ. So then maximum doctors ने बोला था गारंटी नहीं दे सकते, but only my mom who's a doctor, she said कि अरे नहीं no tension, कोई tension नहीं. But now I feel the doctors were right maybe. I
also.
Urjita is the real teenage mutant ninja turtle.
I still have a spot like over here. It pains for no reason. Like if I touch And we have never bothered to get an MRI or something.
Dude, ऐसा दबाई के ऐसा गटर कॉल है, all the sewer creatures come crawling out.
I have missed one milestone, childhood milestone. So कैसा होता है ना कि तुम बेबी होते हो तो ग्रो होते हो.
कुछ भी झूठ मत बोल. ये तुम लोग में होता रहेगा.
वो कैंसर के बारे में बोलते हैं, बच्चे के बारे में नहीं बोलते. It's a tumor.
So then वो जो टर्न होते हैं ना, तो मैं पलटी नहीं 6 महीने तक.
Oh.
तो मेरा माँ बाप रो रहे कि ये बेटा है क्या है, ये हलचल करना है. और फिर बाद में मैं जैसे पलटी तो क्रॉल करने लगी.
Good.
ये सब मैं पेरेंट्स से लेके तू आलस में.
You are like जब चलने का रहेगा तभी पलटेगा ना, वरना मैं क्यों रिस्क लूँ बेमतलब का.
Yeah.
I had to do that with Shriram once. Remember, we had gone to the farm and he got very sick. And I had to make sure that he stays on his side and not. So it was almost like with a baby, like वो पलटी ना कर दे.
Yeah, every 2 hours we were taking turns with Shriram कि मतलब ये ऐसा को बाजू में रखने का इसको. Don't let him.
उसको उल्टी आ रहा था बहुत. So like वो बैक पे होएगा तो उल्टी.
I was in Breaking Bad देखा तूने?
थोड़ा सा.
उसमें वो लड़की उल्टी करके मर जाती है ना.
Kristen Ritter का
उतना नहीं देखा.
हाँ, पर होता है वो.
तो लोग से हेरोइन शूट करते हैं लोग, तो हेरोइन के बाद मोस्टली उल्टी होता ही है उन लोग को.
अच्छा, okay.
तो when so Bryan Cranston's character comes and he's like, okay, this girl is a bad influence on Jesse character, and then he's like, उसको मार दो, वो खुद मर जाती है. So she's lying on her back and she starts vomiting, and he could have saved her but doesn't save her. He just watches her die.
So we had seen that, so we didn't want to do that to Shriram.
Yeah, essentially.
So that was your influence for
No,
saving him.
because he was on nefarious stuff. Without saying much.
तो
अरे कुछ नहीं, दारू पी के लौड़ू हैंगओवर में था. चलो.
Sure.
So you didn't consult any doctor before doing
I
that?
did.
अच्छा, you did. Okay.
Yeah, we called a doctor. We were in a farmhouse at fucking 1 a.m. calling a
I
doctor.
thought you were
No,
watching
evening
Breaking Bad. Like,
No, it was pretty much late in the night, dude. We picked him up from the station at 8:30. उसके बाद उन्होंने खाना.
No.
Yes, I was with you.
Baba, your everything is 5 hours, like 3 hours off.
Okay, cool. I was panicking, but then I remember we went to sleep but very early.
Not.
ये तुम्हारा माँ भी गिरा था क्या पेट पे?
मेरी माँ, when my mom was pregnant with me, तब 93 blast हुए थे. वो शेयर मार्केट में थी तभी. और उसके बाद उसका BP, हाँ, उसका BP बढ़ गया था until like I think 3 months after I was born, her BP was high only.
Yeah.
So last trimester, full मारी माँ in anxiety, and I also.
Same. My mom was in the Saddam occupied Kuwait.
Yeah.
And she had to be brought back.
But
to India.
was she pregnant with you at that time?
Yeah, I was conceived in Kuwait, and that's why my pet name for the longest time was Saddam. Just like, yes, let's name me after a war criminal, you know. ऐसा प्यार से Adolfo क्यों नहीं बुलाया फिर ऐसा?
How is the podcast going? Have you had any nice fun experiences?
Many fun experiences, but मैं क्या बोलूँ exactly? Podcast is going great.
मत बोल ऐसा कोई.
I am finding out new things about myself through the podcast. एक तो मेरा पहला ऐसा होता था कि मुझे खुद का रिकॉर्डेड कुछ भी चीज़ देखना ही नहीं है. मैं रिकॉर्डिंग भी, स्टैंड अप रिकॉर्डिंग्स भी मेरे को, मैं पहले फोन में सेव करके रखा था, सुनती बस. वो एक जो किल होता था ना जिस शो में, प्रॉपर डिस्ट्रॉय की,
वही सुनने का.
हाँ, वो सुन के मैं खुश हो रही हूँ, येड़े जैसा रात के 3 बजे हंस रही हूँ सुन के.
मैं वो कभी लगा के सोता हूँ just to like sleep successful.
Yeah, sleeping habits for successful people. Record yourself and listen to yourself.
Yeah.
So hesitation का भी for the longest time, for the first 2-3 episodes मैं recording ही नहीं देख रही थी. But then I was like कि भाई reels काटने तो देखना पड़ेगा ना, ऐसा कैसा. I watched and then I started noticing कि क्या कौन सी चीजें मेरी बुरी है, कौन सी अच्छी है. Like what I should focus on more. So this is sounding very motivational speakerish. बट नहीं ना, ठीक है ना इतना. हाँ, तो नहीं, मैं अच्छी चीजें बोलूंगी ना. अभी भी चालू है अपना एपिसोड, तो मैं बुरा चीजें क्यों बोलूंगी?
बुरा भी बोलना, like whatever you want to bitch about Abbas, you can say.
नहीं, Abbas is nice. Abbas is really nice.
Abbas is nice.
Shit, damn it. Can't get known to gossip.
Do you have a favorite episode so far?
Many. So असीम चंदावर, क्या हुआ वहाँ पे, ऐसे क्यों किया?
नहीं, मैं तुम मुझे मत देखो.
अच्छा, हो गया.
मैं और लूमिक्स अलग बात कर रहे हैं.
अच्छा, हो गया. तो असीम चंदावर के साथ वाला जो था, दूल्हे राजा, वो बहुत सही था. अभी कल का सिद्धार्थ शेट्टी के साथ जो रिकॉर्ड किया छुप के, अमेजिंग. We recorded one with Garima Pura Lavachkal, who's also the writer of Elephant Whisperers.
Oh, nice.
So that was also very nice. Have you guys watched Ponniyin Selvan?
नहीं.
Man, what a bad movie. Fucking what a Elephant Whisperers से मुझे याद आया, बहुत पार्ट्स वेरी बैड यार.
Oh shit.
क्या खास बातें वो मूवी में मेरे को.
मणिरत्नम ने बहुत पैसा वेस्ट कर दिया.
मैं कल PS2 so PS1 जब भी देखा,
देखने गई थी अभी दोनों. She was
Did
the
she
same.
like it?
She said PS2 was better than PS1.
but
I don't know
better
what
by
that
no
means.
measure.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
So PS1 मैं बताती हूँ, ठीक है? PS1 में many plots चल रहे at one point. None of them are interesting. None of them. Sorry, I said it.
She's feeling it.
एंटरटेन जरा भी नहीं हुआ मेरे को. तो मूवी देख रही हूँ मैं, ठीक है? एंड सो आई वाज वाचिंग इट विद अ मनी रत्नम फैन एंड दिस गर्ल शी वाज लाइक कि अरे नहीं ये दिस इज बिल्ड अप फॉर PS2. मैं कहा बिल्ड अप का मैं इतना पैसा नहीं दे रही, तो मेरे को तो नहीं अलाउड है ऐसा करना. हाँ, मैं ऐसा अगर सेटअप बोल के चल गई कि पंच लाइन के लिए शो अटेंड करो, ऐसा चलेगा क्या? नहीं ना, इनको कैसा अलाउड है? सॉरी. सो बट स्टिल आई वॉच्ड PS1 एंड आई वाज लाइक ओके कूल, आई विल वेट फॉर PS2. सो देन PS2 आया, इधर भी वापस बिल्डअप है, मजा नहीं आ रहा. एंड उसमें भी उसका फर्स्ट हाफ में मुझे आई वाज जस्ट हैप्पी कि आई वाज अंडरस्टैंडिंग व्हाट इज हैपनिंग.
Right. Because it's very fast.
It's very fast and also like okay but where are you taking me? It
Right.
feels like I'm getting kidnapped कि हाँ गाड़ी तेज चल रही पर कहाँ ले जा रहे हो.
हाँ, okay.
तो उसका चालू है आई अंडरस्टैंड कि ऐश्वर्या राय और विक्रम का लव स्टोरी वेरी ग्रेट, बट फिर भी वो लव स्टोरी में कोई डेप्थ नहीं, कुछ नहीं. तुम्हारा बचपन का प्यार था, फिर बाद में जंगल चली गई. स्पॉइलर, सॉरी. सो जंगल में उसको भेज दिया गया और ये रो रहा है, पर रोने के बाद 50 साल की उम्र में वापस मिल रहे हैं. कैसा तुम्हारा प्यार जिंदा है? मुझे वही समझ में नहीं आ रहा. सो इट इज नॉट इवन अ लव स्टोरी. इट इज अ मतलब
It is a story.
इट्स अ स्टोरी कि किंगडम्स एक दूसरे से लड़ रहे हैं, हमको चाहिए. क्यों चाहिए? थोड़ा तो कैरेक्टर मोटिवेशन दिखाओ, थोड़ा तो डेप्थ दिखाओ कि तुमको आगे क्या करना है, आर्क दिखाओ. वो सब डालना भूल ही गए, बस ऐसा डाला है.
But I feel like with South Indian movies, they don't worry too much about motivations. They rely on archetypes, right? Like मतलब character ये role play कर रहा है इस चीज में. ऐसे मतलब
उनका business हो रहा है.
फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. Like it's like remember that other one that.
But I won't say that like about all South Indian movies.
Not all.
Bahubali
Not
is
all.
good.
Bahubali was very
Bahubali
good.
was all about character motivation technically.
In fact, that's what that Ponniyin Selvan ka whole thing was like. They were like okay, they made it because like Telugu versus Tamil cinema also थोड़ा उसमें आ गया ना. So like okay, Mani Ratnam ने सर ने 5 साल से बना रहे. That's been the fucking USP of the movie.
Yeah.
Like nobody has ever said कि if the movie is good so far. That's what I haven't even seen the marketing कि हाँ मनी सर ने बनाया तो मैं तो अच्छा बना रहेगा. More money, more problems.
You know that other one, Kantara.
Kantara.
That also I didn't
That is
like.
Kannada.
But I
नहीं ना.
I couldn't do it. Like, and Shubha was like, no, tu. Like, so we both watched it, okay? With me being vocal saying, what the hell is going on? And then she watched the other half alone. She's like, when I watched it alone, I liked it. I said, no, you liked it when there was nobody pointing out the blatant गड़बड्स विद द मूवी. देन शी इज लाइक नहीं पर साउथ इंडियन मूवी ऐसा ही होता है.
ऐसे तो फिर ऐसा थोड़ी ना होता है.
ऐसा होटल डिलक्स तो मैं देखा, इतना बढ़िया पिक्चर है. फिर वो कौन सा सुपर डिलक्स, सॉरी, फिर वो वाला
सुपर डिलक्स वाज अमेजिंग,
ग्रेट मूवी.
It's also questionable because of the whole transplant.
Yeah, but as a film, like when I saw it, I was like, wow. Then that Diaries one, what is that? Something Galiva, the Mallu movie, yeah, about the pig farming.
Angamali Diaries.
Great
fucking
movie.
amazing. That's what I was going to say. Like in all of this, like while Telangana, Andhra, like no Telugu film and Tamil people are fighting, Keralites are making the best movies and getting away with it. They're like कि हमारा खाना, हमारा culture, हमारे sexy men. Yeah.
So people online.
Maybe just me.
So online people are fighting कि people are comparing Bahubali with PS. Ponniyin Selvan पूरा और ये बोल रहे कि ओ हमारा मनी रत्नम ऐसा नहीं है कि वो ऐसे अगर एपिक मूवी है तो वॉर दिखाना जरूरी नहीं है. ये ऐसे कि हाँ पर इंटरेस्टिंग बनाना तो जरूरी है ना.
कुछ तो करो तुम लोग ऐसा.
Dude, the biggest fucking point of the movie is named Ponniyin Selvan and there is a character named Ponniyin Selvan who is supposed to be the king. उसका खुद का कैमियो है दोनों मूवीज में. That was mind boggling. मैंने बोला अरे पोनी वेयर आर यू, काय चाललंय इथे बघ ना राजा, काय करतोय तू, कुठे वो दिख ही नहीं रहा. पूरा दोनों पिक्चर में तेरा कैमियो है. शोभिता धुलेपाला who is a very good actress. Okay, उसने इतना ज्यादा रील्स निकाला है उसके प्रमोशंस में से. दैट इज मोर कंटेंट देन हर स्क्रीन टाइम इन बोथ मूवीज कंबाइंड. व्हाट इज दैट मूवी? मैं इतना गुस्सा गया कि ऐश्वर्या राय डिडंट डिजर्व दिस. प्लीज यार.
Okay,
that's debatable.
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll see you on the other side. Yay.
Hey everyone, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Cock and Bull, Cyrus is joined by Sriram and Vishal Raskina. They discuss the robbery at the Delhi Capital's camp, the Air India pilot who let a friend enter the cockpit, and many more stories. On the Wire Talk, Siddharth is in conversation with Anuradha Bhasin, executive editor of the Kashmir Times. They talk about her book, A Dismantled State, that carries stories from Kashmir after Article 370 was revoked. And on Anish Thing, Anish talks to Sandeep Gonzalez, co-founder of SS Homes, a luxury design label. They discuss why some suits are better than the others and the do's and don'ts of suit maintenance. Once again, do not forget to visit our merch store on ivmpodcast.com. We've got some super cool stuff over there for you and your loved ones. Follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. If you like our shows, then do not forget to spread the word. You know, it really helps us a lot. And of course, don't forget to rate and review our shows on whatever platform you are listening to them. You can also find all our video shows on youtube.com/IVM Podcasts. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Cash Free Payments and HDFC Mutual Fund. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Welcome back. Second half. We are just trying out names for Urjita's new video, and
Yeah.
it's not quite working out.
I'm trying
Actual
to, I'm
video
trying to,
देखो.
trying to work a joke out.
Haan.
Is that I'll have to cut this out, but the joke idea is that like gay men always have cats as pets,
Okay.
and lesbians always have dogs as pets.
Acha.
And it's such a rule of like repelling, because gay men will never like pussy otherwise. And then what's the equivalent of the dogs thing for lesbians? That's what I'm not trying to figure out. Subha, as you were talking about writing
Yeah,
process,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
my writing process. I think of a thought and I'm obsessed with it all day.
Why do you have to remove this from the podcast?
Yeah, we're not removing it. I was sharing it as a thought.
हाँ.
So if somebody has
Dibs hai. Naveen ka
हाँ,
dibs.
मेरा joke है, okay. So that's what. So like I'll pass it off Abhi, and then he also doesn't sometimes because he's not a comedic person,
Yeah.
right? So like.
Bone maybe. Who's the best comedian, yo?
But no, in a way, lesbians do have like they do have like
They
their
do
vibrators and
dildos
the
and all,
dildos, and
na?
they're like some of them have double-sided dildos. Okay, so
Yeah,
both of them
so
can
they
get
can
fucked at the
both
same
fuck,
time.
yeah.
It's the best thing. Which also two bottoms can use at the same time. I've seen it also in porn.
इसको
Yeah.
scissoring बुलाते हैं क्या?
नहीं,
नहीं,
scissoring is
scissoring
when
तो-
ऐसा. Like it creates a suction cup situation with two vaginas.
Really?
Yeah. Every time.
Just minds being blown, huh?
Yeah. and lesbians have a great time because they know exactly the functionalities of like, because like I speak that just by experience also.
Don't
because
gay people also?
Exactly. When you have the thing that you want to be pleasured,
Yeah.
you know exactly how to pleasure it, right? So it's just like it's a matter of that only. Like the number of people, like I've been telling this on stage also.
Yeah.
I've written 5 new minutes on eating ass now because I get judgment constantly for people being like, you eat ass.
Huh.
And I'm like, at any given time, a gay man's ass is cleaner than a straight man's face because of
Yeah.
the fact that we do this as a practice.
Yeah.
It's just that we are constantly aware, and it's a there are nerve endings over there.
Straight people have to ask their gay friends कि like मेरे को क्या साफ कैसे साफ.
कैसे साफ है?
हाँ.
इंसाफ.
हाँ.
ये तुम अपना पर्सनल इक्वेशन ऐसा थर्ड
नहीं नहीं
पर्सन में मत कर.
नहीं but how else will you find out? Google ना. Google पे आर्टिकल भी एक गे आदमी नहीं लिखा है.
Yeah. I have a guide to eating ass.
Yeah.
Oh.
मैक्स गांड कौन खा रहा है? जिसको आता है उसी को पूछेगा ना आदमी.
Hmm.
कि जैन आदमी को बोलेगा चिकन कैसे पकाओ.
नहीं गांड कैसे खाते हो पूछ सकते हो.
I mean, considering it's the lower part of the body, it's okay for a Jain, I think.
It's above the ground.
Nice.
कैसा चल रहा है तेरा कॉमेडी करियर?
हाँ, चल रहा है उतने में खुश हूँ मैं.
हाँ, तो तुम लोग के लिए बहुत मुश्किल है मुंबई अभी. Like it's the worst place to do
Yeah.
comedy. I feel like getting spots only is such a pain in the ass.
I have
And getting
had
audiences also.
तो
Yeah.
एक सबसे घटिया एक्सपीरियंस. तो कैसा था कि मेरा ना ये साल मूड भी नहीं था वीडियो रिलीज करने का. आई स्टिल फेल्ट लाइक मेरा कैसे मेरा माय काइंड ऑफ कॉमेडी इज द वन वेयर आई एम क्रैकिंग
Sorry,
जोक्स.
किसका? तेरा ना?
मेरा
हाँ,
मेरा
अच्छा,
या
okay, हाँ.
तो कि इट्स लाइक वेयर आई एम क्रैकिंग जोक्स बट आई एम आल्सो लाइक देयर इज सम इनसाइट टू इट लाइक समथिंग दैट वुड मेक यू ओके ओके
Yeah.
दैट्स व्हाट लाइक
I
ऐसा
left
नहीं
that,
मेरे को
yeah.
ओला उबर लेट आता है ऐसा नहीं कुछ तो कुछ तो बोल रहे कुछ तो
हाँ.
इंटरेस्टिंग होना चाहिए. एंड
Yeah.
आई रियलाइज दैट मेरे सबसेट्स में हुआ है बट इट्स स्टिल नॉट देयर येट. आई वाज फीलिंग कि थोड़ा और मेरे को मैच्योर होना. ऐसे कभी कभी तुमको लगता है ना कि थोड़ा अगर इफ द वाइजर उर्जिता वुड हैव सेड दिस.
But the
It
only
would have
cure for that is
sounded-
getting older, and that's not gonna happen anytime soon. Like, you know what I mean? It'll take as long as it takes
I
to
know.
do.
Yeah, and you're the kind of comic who's paying their dues also.
Yeah.
When I'm saying like so many
Yeah.
times we've seen people in the scene, who have just like by sheer virtue of somebody liking them or doting on them, they get ahead and then they don't materialize into comics because the stage only knows true talent and the sacrifice of like giving that time on
Yeah.
that. That's what I've always said. That's what I've seen in you. That's why I was like when even Dead End was like, who do you see? And I'm like, Urjita is doing that because
Yeah.
the travel, the anguish, the struggle, it's all there. So when you get out of this mold, it will be something much better than what you're going through right now.
And plus the shit stories are fucking great, dude. Now you have something to relate on every comedian in the world with.
Yeah.
We all have a shitty producer fucked us over story.
एक तो मेरा हुआ था कि मतलब it's just that the last 1 year it has been just so stressful with respect to stage time कि मैं कितना भी मैं अपना writing life में कितना भी मचा रही हूँ, Netflix, Amazon Prime कितना भी काम कर रही हूँ, nobody gives a fuck about that because I'm a writer. I'm not their face. Nobody gives a fuck. मैं कितना भी कुछ बोलूँ. So even अरे fucking producer CV मांगते हैं, वो check नहीं करते. मैंने so वो जब भी कभी ऐसा लगता है कि जो अमाउंट कोट कर रहा है पर 5 रुपए कोट कर रहा है, अबे तुमने मेरा CV देखा क्या? तुमको लगता है मैं इतना न्यू राइटर हूँ? Why would you do that with me? So sometimes like you feel just so stressed about everything, and then finally when you go to do stand up ki okay finally this is something that I genuinely love, iske liye to ye sara mehnat chal raha hai baaju mein, and wahan pe fucking this one time it happened. The many such instances have happened. I won't mention the name of the producer क्योंकि मैं अभी भी वो privileged stage पे नहीं where I can just burn bridges. But
Noel था क्या?
So,
no will break the bridge by walking on.
But he's a guy, he can get away with things. I have to be the nice, sweet, happy-go-lucky girl, remember? So, तो मैं तो क्या I remember.
तो ऐसा चिल्लाई ना आज के podcast पे तो ये sweet का तो ब्रह्म ये मैं मुझे यार.
That's different. So ये तो क्या हुआ कि जो नया intern था कोई तो and I was right before going on stage. The guy is like कि so मुझे producer ने 8 मिनट करने बोला था, and the guy is like आप 5 मिनट करोगे? तो मैंने कहा नहीं मुझे 8 मिनट बोले थे, एंड दिस इज लाइक होस्ट अभी बुलाने वाला है और तू अभी बोल रहा है 5 मिनट. मैंने कहा नहीं मुझे 8 मिनट्स बोला था. एंड लाइक अच्छा तुम किल कर रहे होगे तो मैं करने दूंगा. मैंने बोला लौड़े तेरी आँख फोड़ेगी मैं, तू ऐसा बात मत कर, किसी से भी ऐसे बात नहीं कर सकते यार. वो भी लाइक तू नेगोशिएट कर लाइक थोड़ा 2-3 एक्ट्स बिफोर, राइट? एंड प्रोड्यूसर ने ऑलरेडी अगर मुझे 8 मिनट्स दिए हैं तो तू कौन होता है बोलने वाला? So then I was going to do new material that day, but just to fuck with him, I did old material and I killed. And I was like, I was this close to calling him Laudia on stage. That's the only gali I know. Sorry, I just say Laudia.
But you should. Stage पे तो बोल ही सकता है.
So then I just addressed that on stage कि this guy said if you're killing and all, then I'll let you do it. And the audience was like हमको kill का मतलब ही समझ नहीं आ रहा है. But I was like I don't care. I just made my point. But yeah, it's just like and then so many producers, even the well-known producers, like जब भी आप उनसे spot मांगते हो, they give you one spot and they're like अच्छा can I get a spot this month? And they're like अरे नहीं ticket sellers के लिए थोड़ा try कर रहे हैं हम इस month. So it's just okay fine. Yeah. And so this is an argument I can't win against.
Yeah.
But here's the funny part, right? Like they'll say that ticket sellers, and I've also been guilty of it because we used to curate habitat like that, is that they won't share it as much as the others who really want to have that stage time, right? वो लोग रोज share करेंगे अपने, but then nobody.
I think the sharing doesn't make a difference anymore in Bombay.
Exactly.
I don't think that makes a difference. I think the only thing that matters is the face on the poster. Like a lot of people when they come for Brule or All Stars also, they're coming because they know कि इधर कोई ना कोई तो दिख ही जाएगा types. You know what I mean? It's the assurance that they're looking for, which is the thing with Indians, right? Like we immediately कोई भी किसी को भी अपन ऐसा idol बना देते हैं अपन.
Yeah.
तो वो वाला हिसाब भी चल रहा है इधर भी. उससे लिए like that's why I want to do Mystery Hour because it's like a great show to just like मेरे नाम के बहाने 3-4 कॉमिक डाल दिए तो वो लोग को भी उस बहाने and we if you haven't been to Mystery Hour in Mumbai, you should. It happens on weekdays at 10 p.m. The idea is that we have 3 comics. I do an hour, but we have 3 comics also doing stuff, and everybody votes on which audience gets a ticket for the next month. So if you win, you get free entry for the whole month.
Nice.
Yeah. So that way, we're just kind of trying to find more emphatic audience that actually just likes comedy, responds to all the comedians, that kind of thing. So that's the only way out. Like we have to make properties separate from faces.
Yeah. No, but that is like such a good thing that you are doing. And I know, मैं जब भी किसी कॉमिक का ऐसा तारीफ करने जाती हूँ ना, मेरे उनके आंखों में देखा तारीफ छी यार क्या. Literally one comic had told me यार तू क्या ये this is too much, okay. ये क्या करे, मेरे को अजीब फील हो रहा है. The guy started feeling awkward. I was like I'm sorry.
Squirmish.
मेरा कर सकता है चलेगा.
So what So with Aakash, like I can see that when he became famous, when he started selling out shows, he was not like कि ये सब मैं अपने पास रखेगा. नहीं, he's like मैं mystery. See, he's
It's
doing
always
like
been the case, yeah.
so many things, and which is also something I've always looked up to him. कि I also want to do this when I start selling tickets, and I know it's going to happen at some point.
Like Aakash and Friends was the reason like so many comics broke out. Also,
lot of
Sai Kiran happened because of that.
My logic was like I got inspired from the hip hop scene. Really, like
it's true.
Like if you look at the hip hop scene in the
Asli
Midwest
hip-hop.
and the South, okay, in the US especially, a lot of them very early on realized कि the like East Coast West Coast अपना करते ही रहेंगे और वो लोग रहेंगे. So you can't join that table.
Yeah.
You make your own table. Like you have to start. Like the only way to break out is to make a scene. Like scene आएगा फिर उसमें से तुम उभर के निकलोगे types.
Yeah.
देखते हैं उससे कुछ खास फायदा
Yeah,
नहीं हुआ
like-
है,
This time my main observation, I was sitting in a Kolkata club and like which was where I was doing my show, and these one day before my show, like these comics are like before the show, audience is super late, it's a 9:30 show, nobody's come, so they're just like sitting in Kolkata comics are bitching about what's happening in their scene, and like like Amit Tandon का show था, तो somebody insulted the audience, ये कैसे चूतिया comic है, ये हमारे scene में ये ऐसा. And then they all collectively look behind at me because I'm just like sitting and observing. And they're like, what do you think? And I'm like, this is just very close to home right now. It just like harkens memories because it's just that like inter-scene also will fight with each other. Like producers don't like each other. Then inter-city people don't like each other. It's like it's a known fact that Bangalore comics hate when Bombay comics come to Bangalore. Because we go and sell more tickets than them. And when they come to Bombay, they don't get spots. That's because of the saturated nature of Bombay.
Yeah.
So we have tried to be very cordial and like we give as many people. अगर तुम 4 लोग साथ में आओगे तो तुम 4 लोग को मैं कैसे डालूंगा 10 लोग के spot पे, because Bombay comics already have their own slots and then we keep 1 or 2 spots.
And there's
for traveling
always
comics.
somebody who's just moved.
Yeah.
Somebody who's traveling, and there's a lot more cities in the country than Bangalore, right? Like मतलब हर जगह से लोग आ रहे हैं, तो फिर तुम किसको कौन से शहर के like जो बेचारा बीकानेर से आया मैं उसको प्रायोरिटी देगा over somebody from Bangalore. बीकानेर में नहीं है स्टेशन.
Stage ही नहीं है उसके पास. That's what. So then like there's like people are fighting in WhatsApp groups against each other. So वही चलता रहेगा, and I think it's a good way East Coast West Coast system only. It's like Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore का constant चलता रहता है.
No, I mean if you look at Hyderabad, that's the best example. Hyderabad comics, all of them like Sai Kiran ले लो, Rajesh Sekhar ले लो, Rohit Swain,
Sandesh Johnny,
Vikram,
Toby Thomas.
Who am I forgetting? One person I'm forgetting.
Hriday Ranjan.
नहीं Hriday doesn't do as much stand up anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Sai Samir.
नहीं not Sai
That
Samir.
opened for me.
Bald.
Rajashekar.
No.
Mayank.
No.
Mayank Parag.
No. Mayank does more movie stuff now.
I saw him killing that day before my show.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was
fucking great.
He's hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. I will put in the show notes. But my point is that they all kind of like just did their own thing. They supported each other. It's still a very tight-knit scene. Lots of comics. Even that other Khatri, not Atul. You know the one I'm talking about? The young guy. Fucking hilarious. I'm very bad at names, guys. I'm sorry. But they made their own table. वो लोग अपना कर रहे हैं. रोहित स्विन का घर तो चल रहा है ना. बच्चा है उसका क्या बात कर रहे हैं. और इतना फनी कॉमिक, कितने फनी कॉमिक्स है वो सीन में जो एक दूसरे को सपोर्ट कर करके निकल गए आगे.
Yeah.
Earlier the whole problem was that like you have to be part of a collective, right? Like then comics like the ones in Hyderabad realized that there can be a loose knit community as opposed to a collective, and we can support each other.
Yeah.
दिल्ली में भी देखना प्रोड्यूसर लोग ऐसे ही तो करते हैं. दे ऑल सपोर्ट ईच अदर. व्हेन वन एक्ट कम्स डाउन, प्रोड्यूसर्स शेयर द एक्ट. सो व्हेन यू गो टू दिल्ली, यू आल्सो हैव मोर ऑप्शंस टू परफॉर्म एट एज अ कॉमेडियन. सॉरी.
That's for sure.
Yeah. I'm always very optimistic about the stand-up scene in India, despite whatever one might feel sitting on the outside.
Definitely.
But
Like,
it sucks for you.
Because even after the pandemic and everything, वो वापस आ गए, clubs वापस आ गए.
हाँ.
rooms
In
आ
fact,
गए.
और clubs खुल गए pandemic के बाद.
Yeah.
Stand-up labs को छोड़ के.
यार मतलब
That was a
attrition, man. What to do?
casualty.
कुछ तो lose करना था. मतलब, and if you look at the ones that are paying their own rent every month, only J-Spot survived.
Yeah.
Because I think Habitat, they have the building, so that's one small advantage there. Even though I think the Balrajan once told me they keep the books separate, तो वो तो कहीं से तो खर्चा निकालना है. And TCC, I don't think they have like a sharing basis thing. So बॉम्बे में एक ही जगह J-Spot ही रेंट दे रहा महीने का, वो ही टिका है.
Yeah.
So like man, it's but that despite that, like भुवनेश्वर में क्लब है, इंदौर में 2 क्लब है, नागपुर में क्लब है, जयपुर में क्लब है, सो लाइक सही है रूट चल रहा है मतलब ऐसा कॉमेडी और कॉमेडियन लोग अपना है ना वो व्हाट द कॉम्ब इज ओनली रेजिलिएंट वेयर कॉकरोचेस डूड वी डोंट डाई ओनली आई एम सीरियस डूड there are so many comics where I'm like तू अभी भी है scene में bro like nothing deters you
Absolutely.
nothing the delusion is strong in this one but what to do
like I went to an obscure town and this guy is like यार 2 weeks से ना कॉमेडी करने का मूड नहीं हो रहा है तो 4 साल से ऐसे ही चल रहा है तेरा जब मूड आएगा तभी जोक लिख देना तभी आ जाना
why do I feel like I know this person
you know this person
we all know this person not just in comedy in life
and they are fine being opening acts for a traveling comic and that's great that's the fucking level of achievement you want to have तो क्या खा भी खाने का बोल मेरे को मालूम है सब जगह तुम्हें घर पे आए तो that's good it's okay it's fine
but for them it's like comedy is an ancillary thing they're not like comics as such but they don't go either like you know what I mean it's one of the, it's like it's the mom you know कि वो रखेगी तुमको तुम भले हफ्ते में एक बार आओ दारू पी के माँ चिल्लाएगी 2 बार पर फिर ठीक है सो जा
I've figured that what really helps me is what really magically helped me was मैंने randomly पुणे में shows किए and this is like the first time I was doing shows outside Mumbai तो मैंने पुणे में किया and इतना सही response मिल रहा था छोटे rooms में like मुझे ऐसा लग रहा था ABCD what? I was like what? You all love me? Really? Because it's just that I realized that my energy is different in a different city because I know कि ये comics ने भी मेरा material कभी सुना नहीं है तो I could see them also कि oh wow you're good and dude one producer मैंने 10 मिनट किया and he's like 30 minutes कब करना and I was like क्या बात कर रहा है भाई क्या बात कर रहा है
बस फीलिंग है ना ये बेस्ट फीलिंग है
then I performed in Goa thanks to Sumit he called me to do 30 minutes in Goa dude I didn't know I had 40 minutes
that's what writing on stage is
one girl like who I did some crowd work with during the show वो काफी सही गया वो भी after the show she's first very hot okay so she's like man I really love you man you sure you're straight ऐसे मजाक में बोला उसने but she was just like she was talking to me कि you're really good वो ऐसे बोल रही थी जैसे मैंने भाई क्या बोल दिया stage
and what was the response
response as in what I said
to the straight thing
yeah I'm straight
shit compliment देके तो सब मेरे से फिसल गई
इतना भी दल बदलो नहीं थी अपना खाता खुला एक बैंक में
ये दल ही कौन सा दल
उसमें तो अब म्यूचुअल फंड भी जा रहा है हर महीने economics
Urjita so straight that her partner has a man in her name only
not just any the original
Manchester United
awesome पर ये वाला जो फीलिंग है ना कि तुम गए तुमने छोटा सा स्पॉट किया और फिर उसने and this replicates every stage of your life like it starts from your own city to another city like मैं last year ऑस्ट्रेलिया गया तो अभी भी ये हुआ like मैं उधर ओपन माइक किया उधर उतरा वो बंदा बोल रहा है मेरे को hey man when are you coming back to do a tour of the coast and all I was like yo कभी नहीं गांडू मेरे को पैसा चाहिए और इतने सस्ते में मैं नहीं आ रहा
but that brings me to my original point that so when you mentioned some time ago right कि क्या फायदा हुआ ये original अपना scene बनाने का you are giving you don't even realize it but you are giving those small wins to other comedians so like for some if a comedian उसको सिर्फ 5 मिनट के ऊपर spot नहीं मिल रहा and you randomly give like a 15-minute spot and he or she kills in that show that is also a win for them.
Fair, so absolutely.
That's also, I have also like got so many of my small wins in the initial days thanks to your shows, कुछ भी हो, so
even my brand sponsor for the tour came on board because I opened for Aakash in Pune.
Oh wow.
For
no, but I feel like it's more it has nothing to do with me because I feel like it would have happened like it's just a matter of when it would have happened.
What she's saying is important because what you did for like people like me is like we are kind of like paying it back to like now for the queer circuit for example like now when I see Ritushri put out a video or like Subranjan put out a video or Ayushi put out a video in Indian it makes me happy that okay like somehow we were able to cultivate like our own thing you know from initially just being me screaming fucking from one city to the other now just 10 of us screaming from different cities it's just that कि हमारा चलता रहेगा मोर्चा
fucking
I can't imagine Navin screaming for some reason
you can't imagine Navin I have seen Navin तू ये podcast के outtakes सुन वो किस पे नहीं चिल्लाता है और क्या नहीं चिल्लाता है
I very like short outbursts. It's just like even that night when we did the Pune show, Saurabh was giving the goodies for me to put in the cab, and he's like, Aakash ने बोला थोड़ा delay हो गया तो तुझे गुस्सा आ गया. मैं गुस्सा नहीं आया मेरे को सर. अब he's like, नहीं इसका short temper ही है, for short time is tempered. Like, चुप ना लोड. Getting the brand sponsor.
But I have a memory associated with Naveen also. So this was like when I was 1 week old in the comedy scene.
Oh shit.
Okay, that's fine.
It's baby Urjita.
So he was literally the first comic to give me feedback.
Nice.
And मुझे पता नहीं, मुझे चाहिए था feedback पर मुझे पता नहीं था कैसे पूछते. तो
When was this? What venue was this?
This was Menchie's frozen yogurt.
Oh,
OG. Fucking so.
Yeah.
अभी तो मतलब second generation
become
OG.
two different shops.
So I was interning with Jia at that time, and so तभी I remember मेरा हुआ set and अच्छा हंसे वगैरह लोग, ठीक है. Now I won't call that a kill, but at that time I was like क्या भाई मारी डाला मैंने. So then Naveen came, and so I really liked Naveen. Okay, तभी भी जब भी Naveen perform करता था, I was like oh my god he's so funny. But I used to get intimidated कि मैं कैसे जाके बात करूँ. And then he came and he's like hello hi, and then he cut straight to the chase कि अच्छा वो जो मादरचोद वाला जोक था ना बहुत कॉमिक्स ने कर दिया already. So then he said that, and also jokes में segue होना चाहिए, and then I liked ऐसे 2-3 और points बोले, and I was like okay thank you so much ये वो. He's like okay good stuff ऐसा बोल के he just left.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, my whole thing to comics is like कि तुम लोग करते रहो. That's the whole point, right? Like even now when I went to Kolkata, shout out to Rohit, very sweet chap. Okay, like college student trying to run the club with Anyaman, who's also running the club, and I love venues that are run by comics because they put so much heart and soul into it.
Yeah.
तो जब वो लोग, for example, now when I did like they were giving me 10 minutes to promote my show on the weekend, मैं 22 मिनट कर दिया. मैं वो लोग रोक ही नहीं रहे मेरे को because they're like कि तुम्हारा इतना अच्छा चल रहा है भैया, and they're like कि मेरे टाइम में हंसा ही नहीं हुआ ऐसा. I'm like कि यार nice. तो they're like हम क्या करें, and I'm like मैं 8 साल हो गया, मैं 8 साल से ये कर रहा हूँ. तो give it time. You have to understand on your own कि कौन सा joke. Even in fact when Aakash was doing a special का recording, 2 weeks before that we realized कि एक joke है जो काफी comics ने कर लिया है. So we had to course correct, and that's why when we sat down and we do that, I think that's why we need comedians for each other, right? So when you go to a club as a comic, sit behind and watch other acts. If you're an opening act for somebody, respect the artist.
And if you're in Habitat, please stop turning off the speaker in the green room.
Yeah.
I want to continue to listen to who's on stage. I need to like that.
Yeah.
Remember when
There's some comics would just turn the speaker off.
Yeah, and I'm like यार but मेरे को सीखेगा कैसे मैं? Like मेरे को देखना है ना दूसरा लोग क्या कर रहे हैं.
But for some comics they feel conscious क्योंकि ऐसा हुआ था.
There's a whole other room for that. There's a whole other room. Like there's the बाजू का room, right? Like the dorm, whatever, the office room. So go sit there, no? Like
No, as in like मैं stage पे हूँ और speaker चालू किया और मैं new material कर रही हूँ. I honestly don't want any comic to listen to my new material.
पर वही मुझे लगता है.
That's the brutality of your peers, no? That's why.
But like, isn't that's when I want everyone to listen to it. I want to fucking ask 7 people कि क्या करूँ मैं, कुछ गलत कर रहा है, कुछ सही कर रहा है.
Yeah, because when you even suck, no, like there's a sucking where the crowd will laugh and the sucking where the comics will laugh because we know why it sucked so bad.
But not everybody is that helpful, no. Sometimes people judge you with that, like if it's for a comic like you, if you're tanking on stage, people will be like, हाँ, okay. Yeah. But like if somebody like a newer comic or even if I am tanking like in a 9th time in a row, people will be like,
fair.
You don't want
but
that.
I think so. if I can give one example of someone who's done that and come above the scene is Rajat Chauhan from Delhi. Like he when he was starting off, he went Bombay together. Like he was not doing well. You know, it was just like every mic he would bring in new jokes and he would just not do well. But he kept at it. Like he found his niche and eventually now like he's released so many videos on YouTube.
Rajat has a special and all out.
Yeah, so very dedicated. So I think it's always like, and Raj Sharma, as I keep saying this because he said this, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's like a very slow burner sometimes. Like even overnight success, as I told you, it's not easy. People then come off that pedestal and then come back to normal only after a while. Yeah. It's only how fresh you keep it, not like how brands want you to tune your comedy or something like that. So it's just been like, from a distance when you see all of this playing out as it is, it's like you see comedy karma as a whole different thing. And it's true. And
but it's insane, right? Like I saw you first time like around when you were a week into it.
Yeah, literally my second mic. Monday I saw you at Hive. Yeah. Thursday he saw me at Studio 62. Yeah.
And then he saw you a week into your this thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a weird change.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now you're the. Are we done? Are we on the? Yeah.
We have 55 minutes. Yeah.
And now to complete the circle, you're the last guest on the podcast.
Yeah.
I still can't believe this.
Yeah.
And you were someone people wanted also on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, people
Absolutely.
requested for you. That's why we were like, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll close this season,
Yeah.
semi-finale of the season.
Yeah, by the way, yeah. So, yeah, last guest on the podcast for this season. We are, we'll get to it on the next episode. It's not the last episode.
Yeah.
We're doing a Justice episode as well next week. But, yeah, fucking thank you, man, for being there.
Nice.
You're the perfect person
Yeah,
for
and I
it.
genuinely believe like your voice and what you're bringing to the scene is so important. And as you said, like the hard work also pays off, and you've like as you surround yourself with more people, you'll see how much amazing your career is going to be aage jaake. And I'm so glad, and just do the same that we did for, as you said, like Aakash did for me and I did for you. So just tell other comics who are in the scene, keep doing this, because we need that eventually. Goosebumps.
Wholesomeness.
Yeah.
Now I feel like इतना बहुत positive बात हो रहा है.
नहीं तो जाना तो वापस कल्याणी है ना, तो like the reality never changes.
Follow us on the gram, subscribe to the channel. We're going to retain the channel and we'll figure something out, but we'll see you next week anyway on Varta Lab.
Bye.